Hello and welcome to today's really kick-ass moment. Today's moment is brought to you by one of the more recent Sonic the Hedgehog games called Sonic and the Black Knight. Now I'll admit I haven't played any Sonic games since the ones on the Genesis, so I don't really have an opinion on how the new ones play, but even so, I still think the franchise has strayed way too far from its roots. I mean, I expect a franchise to change over time, but all the new games have this weird mystical bent that doesn't work, and they put in all these new characters just to piss me off. And you may think I'm exaggerating, but I'm serious. Sega knows what makes me mad. That's why they're working on a game called Sonic the Hedgehog Runs Over Your Transformers collection. But I will admit, these games have some cool moments every now and then, and I actually found one in Sonic and the Black Knight. Basically what happens in that game is that Sonic gets sent to the world of King Arthur, and he's got to save the place from, well, King Arthur, who's like a bad guy now. And let me tell you, when the press came out that Sonic was using a sword in that game, people flipped. They're like, oh my god, I can't believe he's using a sword, that's not in his character. I mean, it's amazing how fast the internet can raise a stink about something like this. In a way, they're kind of like MacGyver. You give them a paperclip while they're getting shot at by terrorists, and they'll invent a way to post a rant about it on YouTube. Anyway, it turns out that King Arthur was just an illusion, and the real bad guy is someone called Merlina, which, by the way, great name choice there, guys. Basically, what she wants to do is to make the world they're in last forever, and of course, the only way to accomplish this noble goal is to become a gigantic prick. Seriously, what is up with these villains who want to save the world while they're acting like evil assholes? It doesn't match up at all. If you're trying to make me feel sympathy for the person, it's not working. No one is ever gonna root for the guy who goes, I really just want peace on Earth, but puppy hearts are so delicious. Anyway, Sonic fights Merlina and gets his ass kicked because she turned on God mode and it looks like he's about to die. But just when that happens, his friends give him the power he needs to win, and not only does it unlock the true form of his sword, but it does something else. It gives Sonic what I like to call the badass upgrade.
Excalibur! Ha! Let's do this!
Righteous. See, that's what's so great about the badass upgrade. Even if you don't like the character, if you just give him a cool suit of armor or the right kind of gun, he becomes instantly awesome. And usually when you get the badass upgrade, you get a cool fight too. This game's no different. Merlina turns into this, like, giant sword-wielding demon. You start flying through space, blocking her attacks until you can build your soul gauge up, and when you do that... That was so cool. So, the fancy transformation sequence and the crazy slash already make this a winner, but you know, there's something else. I can't put my finger on it, but looking back at it now, I could have sworn I've seen this somewhere before. What was that from? Well, what do you know? It's a giant Saint Seiya reference after all. I mean, it makes sense. The guy puts on his armor practically the same way Sonic does. There's gotta be a connection. I'm thinking Seiya lets Sonic borrow the idea. It's a simple trade-off that way. Sonic gets to use the reference to make his franchise look cool again, and Seiya gets to hear John Walsh talk about how Amy's body was eventually discovered by a family of hikers. Sonic's badass upgrade. That's why it's today's really kick-ass moment. Join me next time for another one. I'll be seeing you later.